Yeah, hi there and welcome back, and let us continue with our lesson. And in this section we are going to learn about the Google Play in-app update. So basically what does it actually does, it provide a way or easy way to update your application. So whenever user is using your application, they get a notification that there is an update, or it prompt a user or dialog to update your application based on a flexible or it is an immediate update. So update is quite critical because sometimes we have some critical update, like there is an app is crashing and there is some security fix for your application. We just have to push a immediate release or immediate update for that particular bug fix. But user may not be aware that there is some update for your application until and unless you inform them using some kind of manual information providing, or providing through the push notification or through an email. So all of those are a different kind of information that we send to the user to update your application. But with the help of the in-app update, it's quite easy. Whenever they are using the application, user gets a pop-up and says there is an update. So whether it's an critical update or immediate update or a flexible update, so user can just go and update it depending on their requirement. So using an in-app update, it's a Play Core library feature, introduce a new request flow that prompts the active user to update your app. And in-app updates works with the device running. So there is an Android 5.0 or API level of 21 or the higher, and requires a Play Core library 1.5.0 or the higher. And also additional in-app update supports app running only Android mobile device and tablet and a Chrome OS device. So there are after meeting this requirement, your app can support the following UI for in-app update. So basically there is two. One is a flexible update. You can see that this is a flexible update UI, and this is an immediate update UI. So this is the immediate update. So immediate update we basically use for some critical bug fix or some security fix that you have. So it's a critical things that you want to update your app for the user as soon as possible. So this is an immediate update. And another one is a flexible update that we have user experience that it provides a background download and installation with a graceful state monitoring. The UX is appropriate when it accepts the user to use the app while downloading the update. So which means that when you have a flexible update, user can still update the app and it's downloading at the background, and whenever you have a completed download or the download is completed, it gives you some notification that okay, the download is completed and now you have to restart the application to apply that particular patch or the update. But in immediate update, you can see a full screen user experience, user to update and restart the app in order to continue the app. So which means that you give up in immediate update, you get like this screen which is of a full screen app, and you just have to update, and you have some like a downloading information over here, and when that download and installation is finished, you just have to restart the application. And here you can see some of the code available for us. You can just go through and read all of this information. And let's go back and jump into our Android Studio and let us get started working. So first of all, before we start, I will just create a new git checkout-b, and I will create a feature feature 2 or anything you can give, or you can just call a in-app update, something like that. So just give a name and we switch to that particular branch, and now we are ready to work with it. And it also requires us to have the using a Play Core library, so we have to add that Play Core library. And if you remember, and if you have watched my previous video on the in-app review, then we have already added that information. So if we go to the attendance module, and this is a multi-module application, and this is also attendance application for the Android and as well as for the iOS using a web view. And if you are interested in this particular project or the source code, you can just contact me. It's up for sales, and if you want to purchase this source code, just to let me know. And I have already added this dependency over here, you can just go and add that dependency. If you haven't watched my previous video, just go and watch on how I have added all of those, which is I have covered in the in-app review of this previous video. So we have added a play code and a play code context, which comes from the variable that we have created over here on the project level build file, and then we have shifted it to the app level or the module level of the attendance over here. This is another module that I have implemented that particular play code and the play code KTX library over here. So I'll switch to my new module over here, and that's it. I'll go over here and go to the UI section, and then it should be on the activity. So let us make use of the main activity, and we have previously implemented the in-app review. And so let us create some of the required variables. So first of all, I'll just go and create one private and constant val, and this should be, let's say, update app underscore request request code. So we need a request code for the in-app update. I'll just give some random number over here, and then we have to create the in-app update manager. So I'll just create a private, just create a var, and I will call it as a app, let's say, update manager. We have to make use. This is comes from a Google.Android play code library. So update manager, and it's an app update. Let's create an app update manager and interface, and we make it as a nullable. So I'll just say as a null. And since we have this app update manager, what we will do is we'll go to the onCreate over here, I think. So let's go over here and just say create a app update manager, and I'll just call it as an app update manager, which is of equals to app update manager factory. So we have to make use of the factory builder to create and pass the context over here. So we have an app update manager ready for us, and next step is we will go and create a function. So let's go and create let me minimize all of these, and in-app review, so I'm not going to use that one. So let's create over here private function, and I'll just call it as check app update. You can just give any name. I'll just call it as a check for app update, and we will first of all check for the update manager for the update info. So I'll just create a val. This is a task, and the task that we want to assign is the app update manager, and it's a null. So app update info. So we get the app update info over here, and it's going to check for whether there each and any app update or not. So returns it will return the information like whether there is an update or whether there is some kind of information available for us. So we'll create a task over here. It returns the object of the app update info, and after that what we will do is we will make use of a task over here, and using the task we will say that it's a nullable. So dot add on, sorry, not the comma, it should be of add on success listener. So whenever there is a success listener, we'll say app update info over here. Sorry, app update info. So we get the app update info over here, and we will check over here of the task has some information available for us. So using that app update info dot update available, so we will check that whether there is an update available or is there or not, and which is of equals to up app update availability. So we have an app update availability over here, and annotation over there, and we will say update available. So we can check whether there is an update available. Sorry, not the end, and we will check whether there is the type of the update is of immediate or flexible. So we can also check. So app update info dot each app update update type allowed. So over here we will pass the app update type. So dot, we just say whether it's immediate or flexible. So currently there is no way that you can say that this is an immediate update or a flexible update. I hope the Google will add this feature later in the Play Console, where we can define like whether this is a flexible update or the immediate update. It was quite a bit confusing when I actually tried to search the documentation. There was no mention that how do we define this is an immediate update or a flexible update. But after going through, I found out that there is no way that we can particularly define that this is an immediate update or a flexible update. Maybe Google has planned for the Play Console release to add this functionality. So currently I will make use of immediate. So if then app adds an update image, I just presume that this is an immediate update, right? And there is no way that we can actually go and define that in the Play Console that this is immediate or a flexible update. So now we check that there is an update available. So if we have an update available, I'll just go and log tim timber.d, which we will just say update update available is there. So which means that there is an update. Now we can just make use of an app update manager and just check for the start update. So if start update for flow for the result, and here we will have to pass some of the start update info. So we have to pass the start update info is the app update info, and second parameter that we have to pass is the type of the update. So type of the update is we are looking for app update type dot immediate, because we have checked for the immediate. And the third parameter that we have to pass over here is the activity. So activity is this, and also the request code. So we need to pass the request code that we previously created. So update app request code that we created over here, right? Okay, so we just pass that one, and that should be else. That should be the one that we are looking. And in the else part, if there is no available, right? So we just have to say that in the else part, sorry, not the if, it should be of the else. In the else, we can just go and log timber.d, and I'll just say no update, no update available. Then we can also go and listen for the failure, or whether there is some error or failure, so we can know that there is some error. Like let's say when you are testing in the device that doesn't have the Google Play Store, so it will give you some error. So we can just know that okay, so there is an error, and you can check the error, what it is an error, which error you are getting. So I'll just say add on error or the add on failure. So I think it should be add on failure. So when we have a error, we get an exception. So I'll just log it using the timber.e, and I'll just say log that particular error. Okay, not the e, sorry, it should be it. Okay, so we have an update check for update function ready, and then we will call this function from here. So I think we call it from here after we create the app update manager. Then I think I will call it from here. So check for the app update. And then we also have to check whether when we resume the app, let's say you are updating the immediate update. So if we go back over here, let's say you are on an immediate update and user navigate to the home screen, and then when they come back to your application, we just have to check whether that it is in progress or it has already finished the update. So we just have to keep the update in progress. So what is the progress currently? So for that we have to implement. So if you go over here, I think check the update stateless. I think there is somewhere information that we can provide. Check for update priority. I think we have already checked that priority, and start update. I think we have already immediate update implemented, and get the callback. So we have already get the callback. I think we haven't implemented this one. Okay, so let's go and implement that code. So I'll just create another function over here below this one. So I have to check private function and app update in progress. We'll check whether the app update is in progress or it is already finished. So I'll just call it as an app update manager over here, and we call it as a app update info, and then add on success on success listener over here on this success listener, and this is not able, so I have to check that one. It should be okay. So app update info that we are getting from here, this is a lambda expression, and then we will check over here that the if it's the same thing, that the app update info dot update available, which is of equals to equals, so I can just say that the update availability dot, where is that one, update availability dot, I can get the developer trigger then update in process. So which means that previously we have triggered the update, so we can check whether that the update is in progress, because the user have updated the app and then navigate back to the home screen or somewhere else. So when they come back, so they must know that what is the progress of that particular update. So when there is an update and it is update is in progress, then we will log it over here, and I'll just say tim timber.d, and we'll call it as app update in progress. So the app update is in progress, and app update manager dot, we will say start for update for result, and the same thing that we will pass. So I think I'll just copy from here instead of typing again and again, and I'll just pass it somewhere here. Yeah, we pass it over here, and then this update in progress we need to check whenever the app get resume. So on the app on resume, we will just call that function. So I'll just minimize everything that I'm not going to use it. So I'll just call it over here. So call that function over here. I think that should be where we check. So I'll just comment it out and say that check if the app updates is in progress. So which means that will give us the, we will call that app update progress function from on resume. So we'll check whether there is an already on update going on, and I think that should be one. And next is we have to call the on activity result, because we have to check whether the result was success, cancelled, or there was some error. So how do we check that one? So for that we have to, okay, so let me go, and I think before the on resume, I'll create a override a function of on activity. So on activity result. So on activity result, here we will check that if, I think you guys can check this one, and if the request code is of equals to update the app request code, right? So if it was for the update app request code, then when we can check when the result code or the result code, when we have a result code, then we can just say activity dot if the result was okay. So this is that the result was okay, and another one is activity dot the result was of cancelled, right? And if the result was cancelled, then what we want, if the user cancelled the download of the application. And then we have another one which is specifically for this in-app update to listen whether there is some error for that particular in-app update. So that should come from ACTIV activity result. So which comes, you can see the activity results we have to take from the Play Core install. Don't take from other. So there is another app, android.app.instrumentation. So we'll take from the core library over here. Don't take it from the wrong one. And there is a result in-app update field. So we have to take this one. So which checks the result in-app update field, which means that update got failed, maybe some internet connection or maybe some error that was there. So which means that it was not able to update your application. So here we will log that one, tim timber.e, so which means that we get an error over here, and we will just give a message over here, error while update updating the app. So we have an error when updating the app, and then we can also recheck for the app update. So this will trigger the app update again. So that should be good enough. And here we will just say tim timber.d, and I'll just say that up update was a PPRV approved by the user, and we just say good to go, right? And just copy the same thing, and I'll just paste it over here. Result was cancelled, so update was cancelled by the user. So I'll just say update was cancelled by the user. So update was cancelled by the user. So we get some information over here. I think that's all that we have to implement over here. So we first of all we check for the in-app update, so whether there is an update available, and whether we check whether this is an immediate update or the flexible update. So if it is there is an update, then we just go and call the start update. So when we call the start update, we pass all of the information required over here, and then we check on the app update in progress. So this is whenever return user if navigate back to the home screen and come back, and we check whether the developer had previously triggered the update, and if there was a previous update triggered by the developer, then it will go and get that update information, and that's it. So when we are actually done, then the activity result should be called, and if the activity result, that it will check whether that there was some result was success or cancelled, or the result in app update failed. So all of those should be good to go, and for this one to test, we have to update the app. So we have to update the app to the Play Store, and then we can test. Otherwise we cannot test simply just by just adding to our application over here, because it doesn't have the Google Play install over here. You need to have that Google Play install over here. If you run and test, you will get some error mentioning that the Google Play is not supported on that particular device. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lecture, and if you are interested in buying of this source code, I'm ready to sell. I have already created this application. It's a lot of information, and you can learn a lot of things from the source code over here. You can also get the full source code for the web API that I have built, and also the application. So it's a attendance taking application where we have make use of a lot of information like a GPS, right? So if you're interested on this application, just let me know. If you want to purchase it, it's of course not free. So if you want to purchase it, just to let me know. So we will meet up in the next lecture, and we will implement. So we just have implemented our immediate update, and there is another way to implement, which is a flexible update. So for that, we'll take up in our next lecture. Till then, have a great day.